Hi, Stan. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm Elena Getzenberg with the Charlotte Observer. Unofficial welcome to Charlotte, I guess. I was curious just for you, what went into the decision to transition from wide receiver to cornerback, and what's it like to be drafted into the NFL as a defensive player?
It was kind of a funny situation. I was pretty much playing around, playing DB. I was still at receiver at the time, and I kind of was doing kind of good. And I didn't know Coach Davis and defensive backs coaches in the background watching. And then afterwards, it was kind of like, how would you like to make that switch? And I was like, yeah, of course. And it kind of took off from there. Being drafted, man, that's a lifelong dream for me. It's a blessing to be in. I'm just happy to be here and ready to get to work.
Hey, Stan, this is Jordan with The Athletic. Congratulations. This is pretty cool for you, I'm sure. So what's the learning curve been like? Because obviously you want to contribute as quickly as you can, but you know that there are just so many things that you're getting a little bit of a later start than most corners on learning. So what's the process been like for you?
The process has been smooth. It's just about buying into it, trying to learn and grasp as much as you can, and just as your coaches, as your teammates bring you along, just trusting them that they're leading you the right way and just keep pushing.
Hi, Stan. David Newton from ESPN.com. I was reading about you asking for your name change for your 18th birthday. Thought that showed a lot of character. Kind of tell me the process of why you wanted to do that.
Growing up, my father wasn't in my life. My stepfather came in my life around the age of 8, 9, and he's pretty much been there from the jump. He is my actual father. And he's just been there for everything. He got me into football. So without him, I wouldn't be who I am today.
Can you tell us a little bit more, Stan, about your father and who, kind of what makes him tick and what the influences he's had on you?
Just growing up, like, he's just always just been there for me. He put the football in my hand, brought me in the backyard doing drills, pretty much put me in that receiver lane, and then as I switched over, he was there for me with that switch and that process.
And then your first name, it's Stan or Stantley, or what's the story there?
It's Stanley, but I like to be called Stan for short.
And I'm sure you've probably been told already, but you're the 7th defensive player out of 7 picks to get drafted. What does it feel like to be part of kind of a historic class that's going to have the ability to kind of remake the defense all in the span of 1 year?
It's a great feeling. We picked 7 defensive players. Coach wants to go in defensive strong, so we know we have to come in that mindset as a defense that we need to be prepared for anything and ready. So I'm just ready to work and just ready for the process to start beginning.
Wondering if you have any fun or funny stories from when you first started having to go against your former wide receiver friends and teammates in practices. Any funny stories or what their reaction was?
Every day was pretty much a funny story just because I used to play the same position. I was in the same meeting room with those guys. So whenever I made a play or caught a pick, it's like, oh, you know the plays, you cheating. Like, it was never like pretty much giving credit that I did something right. It was, oh, you remember the play that we used to run type deal.
So now you can text them all and say, I'm an NFL cornerback.
Right.
Stan, congratulations. I forgot to say that earlier. I was wondering with this, with the quarantine, how have you kind of found ways to work out? We've heard some interesting stories thus far, filling bags with water to lift weights and stuff like that. What have you been doing?
I've been getting kind of creative in that kind of situation. I've been working out in my garage, pretty much getting dumbbells, holding them, doing squats with them, stuff like that. I got a treadmill, so I'm able to run that way, pretty much. But yeah, got to get creative, got to do stuff, run around the neighborhood.
Hey, you guys got any more questions for Stan before we let him go?
Yeah, I'm wondering where you think you fit into this defense, what you think you can do to contribute immediately?
I just want to find a role. That's pretty much what I want to do, find a role and grow into it. I know the first thing I would like to do is impact playing special teams. And that'll be the first thing I'll be headed to, just to make sure I'm special teams wise.
Why is that important to you?
Because special teams is one of the most important parts of the game. You know, one good play, one bad play on special teams can determine the amount of the game. So I know that's a real critical part. So that's what I'll be looking for.
Stan, can you just give us a little bit more detail from that day? You said, was it Coach Davis that saw you kind of jumping in? And were you really messing around? What'd that look
like I said, that was a fun day. It was Shamar Thornton. He called me out there to come out there and help, and I was kind of locking guys up, so I kind of was talking a little bit of trash, and kind of at that point I kind of understood, like, okay, I get why the trash talking, the loud mouth, and why DB's a DB. So it was kind of fun. I was like, I probably could do this. That's how that happened.
Stan, Ashley Mahoney with the Charlotte Post again. Congratulations. And coming from Conference USA, yourself and several other guys out here with Charlotte ties and Alex Highsmith and Cam Clark, talk to me a bit about the level of the conference and seeing more and more guys making it to the next level.
It's a good conference. It's a great conference with a lot of talent. Coming to the NFL level, it just proves that we can play with pretty much anybody. And, guys from our conference come in with a chip on their shoulder ready to play for whoever, and very hard for our coaches.
Hey, Stan, I was just wondering, what was it like waiting to get the call today for you, and what was it like when that finally happened in the 7th round?
It was stressful. Just having to wait that long and see where you're going to end up, praying that you're going to get drafted. Finally getting that call, man, it was a dream come true. I broke down crying, hugging my mom, hugging my family. It was just a great moment, special moment for me that I'll never forget.